So friends, let's see today's delicious and really easy Goan stew. So now I've taken 200 grams of boneless chicken breast and cut them into small cubes. To that I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of ginger garlic paste. I'll leave a recipe of how I prepare my ginger garlic paste at home. I'm also going to add a pinch of salt. So if you're making the ginger garlic paste, just use 5 cloves of garlic and 1 inch of ginger and make a paste. Now we're going to mix all of this really well together, and we're going to set this aside for at least 15 to 20 minutes. Now I'm going to take a pot to which I'm going to add 4 cups of water. Let it come to a boil. Let it start to heat up, and we're going to add 1 Maggi soup cube. And we're going to now let this start to heat up and come to a gentle boil. And then I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of olive oil. You can also use 1 teaspoon of butter. Now once the water starts to boil, we're going to add 3/4 cup of macaroni. And we're going to let this macaroni really boil and cook just till it's a little bit underdone. We don't want it to be very soft, just a little bit underdone or al dente. Now in the meantime, I'll just show you the spice powders that we're going to use. So this is 1 teaspoon of pepper powder, 1 teaspoon of elaichi or cardamom powder, that is 2 elaichis. This is 1 teaspoon of clove powder. So I've taken 5 cloves and half an inch of cinnamon. I've made 1 teaspoon of cinnamon powder. So those are the spice powders we're going to use. Now our macaroni is all ready. So I'm just going to drain it, and we're going to retain the stock, that is the water in which we boiled the macaroni. Don't discard that. So now again in the same pot, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of oil, and I'm going to add this marinated chicken, and we're going to fry this chicken really well. Till it turns a nice white color, and then we're going to cover and cook it for about a minute or two, and then you'll see that the color of the chicken has changed, and then you just take it out into a separate bowl. Now I'm going to add the stock back to the pot, the pasta stock. To that I'm going to add 2 carrots that I've peeled and chopped into cubes, 2 small potatoes that I've washed, peeled and cut into cubes. So I just kept them in some water so that they don't discolor, and then I'm going to drain off the water and add the potatoes. And I'm also going to add half a cup of peas. Now we're just going to boil this till the potatoes are just, done. We don't want them to be mushy, but just done. So just take a knife and just check on the potatoes. They should just be able to, you should be able to cut them really easily. So that's done. So now you're just going to drain all the veggies back on top of the macaroni. So now in the same pot, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of oil. So this is basically a 1 pot Goan stew. Now once the oil is nice and hot, I'm going to add 1 green chili that I've chopped fine. We're going to fry the green chili really well so that it flavors the oil for a little bit of a spicy taste. Now once the chili gets fried nicely, we're going to add 1 medium onion that we've chopped fine. Now fry the onion really well till it becomes nice and translucent. I have another recipe also for chicken stew which is completely different. I'll leave a link to that below. Now once the onions are nicely fried, I'm going to add 1 medium tomato that I've chopped fine. Fry the tomato well too. And now I'm going to add all these spice powders that I just showed you, that is pepper, cloves, cinnamon and cardamom. Mix all of this really well together. Now I'm going to add the fried chicken back in. Mix it up well. And now we're just going to cover and cook this for about a minute so that everything comes together nicely. So you can see that everything has come together well. Now I'm going to add all of that stock back in. Again, cover it and cook it for about a minute. And now we're going to add all of the veggies that were just parboiled as well as the macaroni. Mix everything nicely together. Just check for salt. If you want to add some more salt, you can add some salt at this point, or you can add some more spice. That is, if you want to add more pepper, you can do that. Again, cover and cook it. And after about 5 minutes, your lovely Goan stew is all ready. This goes very well with some soft pav or bread. You can also call them Sharkfish Croques, and they're super simple to make and they taste simply delicious. It goes best, my favorite is to have this with some mori ambotik or sharkfish ambotik, which I will be leaving a link down below if I've uploaded that first, or I will be uploading it soon, because I made both these recipes on the same day. So I will be sharing both of these recipes. So this is super simple, and it is even a very good tiffin item, something you can carry with you to work or give it to your kids. And it's even a good starter, so you can even serve it to your guests as a starter. So without much further ado, let's just jump straight ahead in today's recipe. So let's get started with today's recipe. So here I've taken a medium-sized sharkfish, which has got cleaned, and I'm just going to immerse it into water and let it come to a boil, and you will see the color change from a pink to a white, and we have to boil this for about 5 to 10 minutes. And then we can just take a fork or a kind of a tong and just check whether the flesh is loose, is soft enough, and that means your fish is ready. So now we just have to let it cool completely to room temperature. Then we're just going to take off the bone. There's just one single bone, and then we're just going to mash it up with a fork. Now I'm just making about 8 croquets, so depending upon the size, how many croquets you want, you can use that amount of fish. So now we're just going to transfer this to a bowl, to which we are going to add all our other ingredients. So now to this, after mashing it completely, I'm just going to add about 1 light green chili, which I've chopped finely, along with some shredded ginger, about ½ inch of ginger. Then goes in 1 medium-sized onion chopped finely and some chopped coriander. Then I'm going to add 1 egg. I'm also going to be adding about ½ teaspoon of haldi powder or turmeric, and then of course some salt to taste. Now we're going to mix everything well together, and now just to give it some body, we're going to add some pieces of sliced bread. You can also use pieces of pav. And then we're going to again mix everything very, very well, so that everything gets combined together well, and the flavors of the chili and the ginger and everything gets well mixed together. So just with your fingers, just mash up everything well together, and you have to add as much, the bread has to be added just to give enough body so that you can make a croquet, form a croquet. So if you find that your mixture is a little wet, then just add a little more breadcrumbs and you're set. Now I'm just taking some breadcrumbs, and I'm just going to make it into a croquet shape, and I'm just going to roll them into these breadcrumbs and then keep them aside to be shallow fried later. Now if you find that your mixture has become too dry, all you got to do is just add a little bit of beaten egg, and that will make it perfect. So you can always make these ahead of time and store them in your refrigerator and just fry them when required. Don't keep your mixture too long in the refrigerator, maybe a day or 2. And now all we have to do is just fry them, shallow fry them, till they're nice and golden brown in color. These are simply delicious, and you can use the same recipe to make other fish croquets with bangda or mackerel, or even with pomfret, anything which is a little fleshy fish and which you can easily make some croquets with, and then it becomes nice and golden brown in color like this. You can eat them plain with some ketchup, or you can have it with some sorak and rice, dal and rice. And my favorite combination is always ambotik rice, these croquets, and a little bit of pickle at the side. So friends, let's start with today's lovely Goan meatball curry. Now in the ingredients, we're going to use some whole spices and red chilies. Now here I've taken about 8 dried red chilies, about 6 cloves, 15 peppercorns, 1 cardamom, 1 inch of cinnamon, 1 tablespoon of coriander seeds, 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds, and 1 teaspoon of poppy seeds. I'm also going to be using about 3/4 of a cup of freshly grated coconut. Now I'm also going to be using 200 grams of mince. I'm going with chicken. You can use beef or mutton. Now I'm going to grind all these whole spices along with the coconut and about half a cup of water, and we're going to get this very fine paste. Now we're also going to use 1/4 teaspoon of haldi powder, 1 medium-sized onion, 1.5 teaspoon of vinegar, 1 tablespoon of ginger, 1 medium-sized tomato, and 1 light green chili chopped fine. We're also going to use the masala water. Now I'm going to add this haldi powder and this ginger garlic paste to my masala paste and mix it really well. I'm going to now roast 2 tablespoons of besan or chickpea flour for just a minute till you get the aroma of the flour. I'm going to add this to the chicken mince, or if you're using beef or mutton. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of our spice paste. We're going to add the green chili, and we're going to add salt, and we're going to mix all of this really well together. Then I'm going to make small balls like this. So with this 200 grams of chicken mince that I used, I got about 12 or 15 balls of meatballs, and that's enough for a family of 4. Now I'm just going to lightly I'm just going to add 1 teaspoon of oil in a pan and just lightly fry these balls, not completely, for less than a minute. I'm just going to toss them around, and once I find that they're just a little bit coated and with the oil, I'm going to take them off immediately. So just for about a minute or so, I'm just going to lightly toss them and fry them in the oil. So do that with all of them. Now if you find that your mixture is a little bit loose and you're not able to form the balls, just add a little more of the roasted besan. And once this is done, just set these fried balls aside. Now we're going to make the curry. So I've heated about 1 tablespoon of oil. I'm going to add the curry leaves. I'm going to add my chopped onion, and I'm going to fry it really well. I'm then going to add my tomato and fry it till it becomes nice and soft and cooked. Then I'm going to add the masala paste that we ground. And I'm going to fry this masala paste for a whole 5 minutes till you find that the masala starts oozing a little bit of oil. Now friends, all the ingredients along with the method is going to be down in the description box below, just below this video. So don't worry about noting down the amount of spices. Everything is given down below this video in the description box. So fry this paste really well. This is really key to getting the perfect meatball curry. And now we're going to add this masala water. This masala water is nothing but when you grind the masala in the mixer pot, you just put a little bit of water and clean up the pot. That's the masala water. It is full of flavors, so don't throw it away. Now I'm going to add just about half a cup of water, a little at a time, just checking, to what thickness I want the curry to. So accordingly, you add the water, whether you want a thicker curry or you want a thinner curry. So just add a little at the time, and keep mixing it. Now we're going to add some salt to taste. I'm also going to add a pinch of sugar, and then I'm going to add the vinegar. Now same with the vinegar also, just add according to your taste. Mix everything together and just give this curry a little bit of a taste, whether you need to add more salt, whether you need to add more sugar, more vinegar. And now once the curry is all done, you're going to gently add these meatballs into the curry. Now very lightly just coat the meatballs with this curry. See that they don't break. And now since we have lightly fried them in the pan, they don't disintegrate. So, that's a good idea. So cover and cook this for about 5 minutes on a low flame. And that's it, friends. Your, curry is all ready. You just garnish it with some lovely chopped up coriander. And this goes amazingly well with some pulao or even some pao. It's just amazing. So do give this recipe a try, guys. With today's egg and potato salad recipe. Now first we're going to hard boil the eggs. So for that I've taken 4 cups of water, to which I'm going to add 3 eggs. We're going to bring it to a complete boil and then simmer it for 3 to 5 minutes. After 3 to 5 minutes, just turn off the heat and cover and let this come to room temperature. And after that, place the eggs in cold water for 5 minutes. Similarly, I'm going to boil 2 small potatoes for about 10 minutes and let them come to room temperature. Now the eggs are nice and they've come to room temperature completely. They've cooled down, and now I'm just going to tap them gently onto any hard surface. They will just crack a bit and then just take off the peel. So if you boil the eggs in this way, the peel will not get stuck to the eggs. Never try to peel very hot eggs, just come out of the boiling water. Let them cool completely and then only peel them, and then you'll get the perfectly boiled, hard boiled eggs. So in this way, I'm going to peel these 3 eggs. And now we're going to move on to the potatoes. So I've peeled the potatoes as well. And now we're going to cut the eggs in this manner. So first I'm going to just slice the egg into half like this. And now you know that it's hard boiled because the yolk has completely changed its color. If it's soft boiled, then the yolk is still a little, a dark yellow. Here it becomes a pale yellow. And I'm just going to chop it up into small pieces like this. So first we're going to cut it up into half and then, into smaller pieces. This is a real delicious salad, guys. You should make it. It's like a light meal. You can have it as a meal or an anytime snack. And it's okay if the yolk gets a little separated from the whites. It's fine. Don't get worried about it. And now that we've chopped our eggs, we're just going to transfer them into a large mixing bowl. Use a large bowl for this salad because then it becomes very easy to mix the salad once all the ingredients are added. Now next I'm going to cut the potato also into small even sized cubes. So you can prep all of this and keep it ready, and when you're ready to have your salad, you can just mix everything. So now I'm going to add the potatoes to the bowl. Now I'm taking one medium-sized onion. I've washed it really well, and then I'm going to cut off the edges like this, take off the peel. And then you can see in the center there's this little yellowish kind of a thing. Take that off. And now we're going to chop the onions really, really fine. So first I'm just going to slice them. And then I'm going to mince them really fine. It's very important for this recipe that the onions are chopped really fine, because you don't want big pieces of onion, as you're having the salad. So it's very important that you chop them really, really fine. So just move your knife in this way, and it's good to if you use a really sharp knife. And then add the onions also to the eggs and potato. Now we have just one more ingredient to chop, and that is some fresh coriander. So I've taken about half a cup of coriander, washed it really well, and then I'm going to chop it really fine and add that too. So now we're done with all the ingredients that we need to chop. Now we just need to add some few more ingredients. Now here I'm going to take a medium-sized lemon. I've just cut it up, and I'm just going to squeeze out the juice of one lemon. So that comes to around 4 to 5 tablespoons of lemon juice. So this can be adjusted as per your taste. So now let's add the other ingredients. So first I'm going to start with mayo. So I'm using half a cup of mayonnaise. Next I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of English mustard, 1 teaspoon of pepper powder, black pepper powder, some salt to taste, and the lemon juice. And now all we have to do is just gently mix everything together. Mix it very gently, because we don't want the eggs, breaking, nor we don't want the potatoes breaking. So very gently give everything a mix. And your lovely egg and potato salad is all ready to enjoy. Now I like to have this for, really chilled from the refrigerator. So you can chill it up and enjoy it. So friends, let's start with today's lovely Aro Pulao. Now here I've washed and soaked 1 cup of basmati rice for 15 minutes. These are our whole spices. We're also going to use 1 medium onion, 1 medium tomato which I've chopped. We're also going to use 1 tablespoon of ginger garlic paste and 1 light green chili chopped fine, as well as half a teaspoon of turmeric or haldi powder and 2 soup cubes or stock cubes. Now in a pan, I've heated about 1 tablespoon of ghee or clarified butter. Now we're going to add our whole spices, that is the peppercorns, the cinnamon and the cloves. Fry them a little, and then we're going to add our medium sized onion which I've chopped. We're going to fry the onion till it's nice and translucent. Now once our onion is done, this takes about half a minute or so, we're going to add our light green chili and fry the chili well. Now we're going to add our ginger garlic paste and fry the ginger garlic paste as well. Next goes in the tomato. Fry the tomato well. Now we're going to add our haldi powder or turmeric powder that gives a lovely light yellow color to the pulao, and we're going to add our soup cubes. Now mix everything well, and we're just going to cover and cook this for about a minute so everything comes together really nicely. Now after a minute, just give it a nice gentle stir. And now I've drained the water from the rice and I'm going to add this rice to the bagar. Now fry the rice well in the bagar for about half a minute. On a low to medium flame. Now I'll be adding about 1/4 cup of green peas, but this is completely optional, and I'm going to add 2 cups of hot water. So we've used 1 cup of rice, we're going to use 2 cups of hot water. So I'm going to add the green peas, mix it up well, and now I'm going to add the hot water. Mix everything nicely. Now we're not going to add any salt because the soup cubes already have the salt content. Now we're going to let our mixture come to a nice boil on a high flame. Once it comes to a boil, just lower the flame and cover and cook for about a minute or two, for about 2 to 3 minutes. Now all the water has evaporated, so just gently ruffle up the rice a bit, very lightly. And now I'm going to place a flat tawa on the flame and then keep this vessel on top of the tawa, cover it and cook it for another 2 to 3 minutes. This will, give us a very light pulao where the grains of rice are nice and separated and they're not mushy. So you can see our lovely pulao is ready and the grains of rice are nice and separated. So you don't have this mushy pulao, but you have very nice light pulao. And that's it, friends, and our lovely Goan Aro's pulao or pilaf is ready. This goes excellently well with some shakuti. I'll link all my chicken recipes down below. I hope you liked today's recipe as well as today's video, and if you would like to see more videos like this, then don't forget to leave this video a big thumbs up. Also by clicking the thumbs up icon. Also don't forget to subscribe to my channel and become a part of Akshata's recipes. Once you have subscribed, there is a small little bell icon that will pop up, so just click on that. That way whenever I put up a new recipe or a new video, you get a message for the same. So on that note, I'll say bye and I'll catch you in my next video sooner than you think. This is Akshata saying bye, take care, stay healthy, stay fit, be kind and loving to one another. So till we meet again, bye.